going to the stage right now. Make love for E1. Oh!
Hey, what's up, you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, a couple days ago I saw the news. North Korea sent over like 200 plus balloons over to South Korea. They're filled with like trash and excrement. But that's not exactly accurate, you know? Because they weren't packed with like shitty garbage. No, they were filled with Dan Cook's jokes. You know, the metric system never really took off in America. I think I know why. Because, you know, Americans need things to be short and sweet, right? Like inch, foot, yard, not millimeter, centimeter, kilometer. Like, shut up, you damn nerd. You know, jacking off is pretty lame, right? Like, it's not even that very satisfying. You know, it's like eating crackers and shit. Whereas having sex with someone else is totally satisfying, right? It's like hunting a deer and then cooking it and then fucking it. You know, English people, they drive on the wrong side of the road, right? It's kind of strange, like, why do they do that, you know? They speak English, right? I think it's because they eat canned beans on toast for breakfast. Yeah, you eat that crap every morning, you're one driving off in traffic. You know, it's very satisfying and it feels good having sex, right? It must be the same with animals, right? And maybe plants too, right? Like when a flower gets pollinated, it's probably like, oh fuck, my stomach is shaking. Yeah, I've had sex now with like women of every race. Not every race, but like 4 major ones, right? In my opinion, Asian women give the best blowjobs. Yeah. If any ladies like to prove me wrong, you know, you can meet me in the bathroom afterwards. You know, I was talking to this therapist. You know, I don't think he's very good, you know. I was telling him about this recurring dream that I have. In my dream, I'm doing stand-up right here, right? And then I look down and then, you know, I've got this big old boner sticking out, right? It's all embarrassing and shit. I wake up. And the therapist, he said that the boner represents what I want most in life. I was like, oh, you mean stand-up comedy? He's like, no, fucking. Yeah, you know, there's a new disorder going around called Usher syndrome. Yeah, it makes you go blind and deaf. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You know, I always thought Usher syndrome just made you go, yeah. Yeah, Joe Biden, he's old as hell, right? You know Joe Biden's older than a boomer? Yeah, he's not even a boomer, you know, he's called a doomer. Yeah, Joe Biden's so old, you know, when he was a kid, it was a totally different age, right? Yeah, it's the Ice Age. Yeah, when Joe Biden says 4 more years, he's not talking about the presidency. Now he's talking about living. Yeah, Joe Biden's so old, ghosts are scared of him. Most people don't know that Joe Biden technically wasn't born in America. No, he's born in the Mayflower on the way over. Yeah, I was eating pizza the other day. It's kind of depressing eating pizza by yourself though, right? It's like eating cake or getting drunk by yourself. Basically my last birthday. Yeah, you know, Hitler was a vegetarian. Yeah, I knew vegetarians were evil. They're all like, I've been eating meat in 2 years. Let's first keep someone. Yeah, one of my Jewish friends, her name's Jenna. Jenna the Jewish princess, we call her. She's a staunch supporter of the IDF and Netanyahu, all that, you know. And I get what she's, you know, when Jenna's making her point about it, and I get it, right? But when I hear what the Palestinians are saying, I become torn all of a sudden, right? Like, which side should I be on? You know, should I take the side of the Palestinians? Or should I choose genocide? Yeah, you know, the rapper Macklemore came out a couple weeks with a new pro-Palestine song called Heinz Hall. You know, most people who aren't paying attention to the war, they don't even know anything about Heinz's story, you know? I mean, I'm Generation X, right? So I know all about, you know, Heinz's job. But one thing I don't know as Generation X is, who the fuck is Macklemore? Yeah, it's past Cinco de Mayo. Oh, I had a good old time. You know, I got totally drunk. And I was like, oh, it's Cinco de Mayo today? And, you know, taking a piss when you got a hard on, it's really hard, right? Yeah, it's like, you know, if you're outside, it doesn't really matter. But if you're like aiming at a target as small as a toilet, it's like playing skee-ball with your dick. Yeah, my dog, she's cute, you know. She's so cute that when other dogs see her, they go, oh my gosh, the dog is so cute. And then they go, oh my gosh, I can talk. Yeah, the other day I was driving around and I got pulled over by a horse cop. That was crazy. I didn't even know he was behind me. All of a sudden I just hear this, woo, woo. And it wasn't the siren making that sound either. It was the horse. Yeah, one of my friends, he's Muslim, right? So he doesn't eat pork, you know. He's always trying to pork shame me and shit. So I was like, oh, bro, so we eat bacon and sausage? I'm like, man, I'm Korean, right? We eat dog, right? All right, let me tell you the story before I move to it. Oh, no, okay. Let me tell this one. Yeah, the whole little dick Asian myth thing actually worked to my advantage a couple weeks back. You know, I met this little petite French lady. She was like 5'2". And she like totally singled me out, you know. I think she was probably thinking like, hey, look at this Asian guy. He probably got a lot of money and a small dick. Wow. Yeah, I got a normal sized dick, you know. I know, because I was in the army. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's, you know, it's not the longest in the world, but it is a bit girthy, right? So upon initial insertion, she was like, ah! Yeah, you know, like hurting someone with your dick is like the manliest thing you could ever fucking do, right? Like I could almost feel my ancestors like patting me on the back and shit. You know, I suggest all guys like date women that are at least 6 inches shorter than or more, you know? Like when I saw my dick in her little hands, I was like, you know, maybe I do have a big dick, fuck. Yeah, when I was with her, you know, I felt like a porn star and shit. Yeah, maybe I give myself a porn name, I could be E1. Ooh! Yeah, you know, scientists, for the first time this past year, they documented 2 male humpback whales having sex with each other.
Nice.
Yeah, Hollywood's already gonna make a movie about it. Yeah, they're gonna call it Humpback Mountain. I'll tell you this other story. This is when we did the M60 training, right? When I was in the army, right? The M60 is a light machine gun. It's the Rambo gun, right? And so we're all sitting there, it's like 200 of us, right? We're watching our 4 drill sergeants shoot the Rambo gun the way we were taught, right? They're like laying down, doing short control bursts. And all of a sudden one of them's like, fuck this, right? He stands up and he picks up his machine gun, he holds it like Rambo, right? With one arm like this, the other arm's got the bullets like this, right? And he starts shooting, he starts screaming like, da da da, he's like, ah, right? And we're all watching this, we're like, what the fuck? We're like, fuck yeah, this is awesome, right? Now the other 3 drill sergeants, they hear us all cheering, right? So they're all looking around like, what the fuck's going on? And they see the guy standing up shooting, right? So they're like, fuck this, right? So they all stand up, pick up the machine guns, they fucking start shooting and shit. So you got 4 grown men standing there, fucking just with machine guns, just solemnly screaming, ah! And behind them is 200 young guys, fucking, we're all screaming, freaking cheering, like, yeah, it's fucking awesome. Oh man, it was the most testosterone filled event I've ever been a part of my fucking life. At the end of the day, we all had full grown beards. Alright, you know, it's weird how language changes over time, right? Like nowadays, if a guy came up to me and he told me he was gonna blow my brains out, I wouldn't know whether to run away or pull my pants down. And you know, the NFL has 1 Asian player, and he's a kicker. Could you not find a more racist position for this guy? What, is he gonna go out barefoot in a karate uniform? Yeah, I was watching this Bigfoot show the other day. Yeah, it struck me as how dedicated these Bigfoot hunters were. You know, they're so devoted to something that might not even be real. Like comedians in their careers. Yeah, I was watching the Oscars this past Oscar season. Yeah, it was cool. You know, towards the end, I was getting excited. I was like, hey, look, they're bringing back the Mummy. But then I saw it again, I was like, oh no, that's just Al Pacino. And I was thinking, you know, it's weird how it's so hard to make women orgasm, right? Like, you would think when a man and woman have sex together, they would have orgasm at the same time, right? No, not even close, you know? So you gotta do all these little things and stuff, like, mostly just go down on this shit, right? But that's not easy either, you know? Because nothing sticks out of a vagina, right? You gotta like reach in there with your tongue and shit. It's like lapping up a puddle of water through a small hole, the crevice of 3 boulders and shit. And you're like, you know, you're down for like 30 minutes almost and shit. You got hair all itching your face and shit. Fucking back all cramping up, you know? You're like, fuck, hurry up, you know? What are you thinking about, baseball or something? But finally she comes, you're like, whew, you're welcome today. Yeah, you know, whatever, April 4th was new national holiday. It's now National Burrito Day. Yeah, it's pretty cool, I love burritos. And the very next day, April 5th, now National Toilet Clogging Day. Yeah, the other, whatever, a couple months ago, I had a real bad haircut, you know? You ever have a haircut so bad people start treating you differently? And people are like, this guy must have a learning disability or something. You know your shit's fucked up when the waitress at Denny's tying a bib around your neck. Yeah, I was talking to this guy the other day, he told me he's Persian. I was like, you're Persian? From Persia? He's like, yeah, where are you from? Like, the Han Dynasty, I guess? Yeah, like I said, I was in the army, it was pretty cool, you know? It was weird being the only Asian person though. You know, every day people were just looking at me like, are we supposed to shoot this guy? Oh, that was the last joke, you know. Comedians will always tell you two things, right? They'll always tell you when they got booked on a show, and they'll always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? Like myself, I haven't been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get laid last week, so hooah!
Yeah!
My name is 109, thank you.
Yeah, keep it up, everyone! Fuck! Nice. All right, guys, we're ready for the last comic of the hour.
Yeah!